Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Mazen. I'm basically a photographer and a graphic designer, if you may have known by just looking at my Instagram. I'm gonna show you how to edit on Photoshop and Lightroom. So let's get to it. I apologize for the sound that's coming out of my window. It's, I think, some construction going on, but let's get to it. I basically have these four images. Um, which I think I've already made an edit like this before. I think you've seen it on my Instagram, but I'm just gonna show you how to do this again. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I am basically gonna use the quick selection tool. So this tool basically selects whatever you want, like to get rid of or to keep it, you know. So there's another tool called the pen tool. This is the tool that I recommend using because this is more accurate in what you want to select, but it's really time consuming. It takes a lot of time to, like, you should go one by one, you see, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, you know. So I don't know, I'm really like a fast what do you say, fast paced, I guess. When it comes to editing, I try to edit like super quick. It's not that I don't care, but it's like I don't have like the patience to sit hours and to edit something. I know it's not a good thing to say, but you know, whatever it is. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm gonna select. So I'm gonna put a fake sky and a fake building right here in the window. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this. So see, that's so quick. I already selected it, and I just have to like make some adjustments. So I use the quick selection tool right here with the looks like a brush tool. So it basically selects whatever you want, and to deselect what, like, the parts that you don't want to, you use the negative. So there's like a negative option here, so that deselects whatever you don't want. Like, you see the edges right here, it has selected some part of the like window that I don't want. So I'm just gonna deselect it right here. Just had to bring it down like this. And yeah, and for this side, I think this side is good. Yeah, this side is pretty good. So I've selected the one that I don't want. I mean, yeah, basically I don't want this side, this background. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click and click select inverse. So what happens is that now I selected this part, the the frame of the window, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click again. After select inverse, I'm gonna click layer via copy. So what happens is that now this is gone. So now you can add whatever you want in this space. There's many ways to do this. This is one of the ways to like make a fake, to put in a fake background. So this is one of them. So I've got rid of the background right here. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna put the fake sky right here. So I'm gonna so whenever you're getting a layer, it's always locked. So you have to double click and to unlock it and open it. So now you can select the move tool, and then you can move it anywhere to any window you want to. So I'm gonna, of course, put in this. So whenever you put into a new window, the picture is too big than it should be. So what you have to do is you have to hit Control T, T for teapot. So Control T, so to resize your image. This is called I think it's called transform, I guess. So yeah, so you when you're resizing the image, always remember to use the shift key to resize. So use hit the shift key and bring it down, because when you don't use the shift key, here's what I'll show you. What this is what happens. The image comes into a weird shape that, you see, I can make it whatever I want. You don't want that, right? Because like it ruins the image. It's not what it's supposed to be. So Control T, I think for Apple it's Command T, I guess. So this is Windows, so Control T and Shift and bring it down. and you should be able to make it the size of the window. So I think that would do it. And yeah, and now you hit the check button. So yeah, and now you see this is on top of this the sky is on top of this layer. So what you have to do is you take this and bring this down like this. So what happens is it's over here. So now you have the fake sky in the background. Now, so basically this is just a rough edit. I'm not trying to perfect it. I'm just trying to show you how to make a fake sky and put in some. So you see, because there's already like a small mistake right here. So make sure when you quick select to always look for your edges, because it always kind of messes you up. That's why I always recommend the pen tool, although it takes a lot of time. So yeah, so we're right here. So always remember, when you're using a fake background and if you are going to edit in Lightroom, always decrease opacity, because when you bring something into Lightroom, it always pops the color. It bumps up the color. It bumps up saturation. So you don't want that. So basically, make it look like what it would look like in real life. You know, it's not gonna look like this because it's too what do you say? It's too vivid. I would say it's too the color is too popping right here. So what you have to do is decrease opacity, and when you decrease opacity, you can see this this starts showing. So what you have to do is click the last layer right here and click new layer. So this is, you can see, create a new layer, and after that what you do is make paint make a make a new full layer and paint it the color of a sky, so which is like this blue, I guess, something like that. So, and now use the paint bucket tool. I think you know this from art, the application art. So use this and do this. So now you have this in the background and this. So now you bring back the opacity like this, you know, so it's not too too, you know, like color pop or whatever you call it. So I don't know if you can see through my phone, because I tried to like do this video with my camera, but it starts dying on me, so I started doing it with my phone. So I don't know if it's the most, if you can see it clearly, but yeah, so always decrease opacity. So the opacity is right here on the top right on the layers panel. So yeah, I've got it down to 60%. So that's right there, and yeah. So now let's get to this thing, fake building. Same thing, use the quick selection tool and select the building. Oh, you know what, I'm gonna select the sky so it's easier for me to. I'm gonna select the sky. So I've already selected the sky. I did it like that because it's easier, because when I'm trying to select the buildings, it takes too much time. So I'm just gonna right click and do that select inverse again. So now I've selected this. You see, that's how it is. So I first selected the sky and I clicked select inverse. So now it selected the buildings. So I do layer away a copy again, move tool, and move it right here. Oh yeah, right here. So it's right here now. You see, fake building, fake sky. Alright, so I'm gonna again use the transform tool, which is Control T, and use the shift key, bring it down, make it the size that you want to. And if you in case mess up the whatever, you use Alt Control Z to go back. Alright? And use Shift Control Z to go front. So that's that. So that's that, and don't decrease opacity for the buildings, because that's it's an object, so you don't want to do that. See, because it kind of messes up the picture. If it's too bright, use the dodge tool to like burn it, so like it fits the situation or whatever. So right now you can see the buildings right here, and that's fake sky, and that's it, you know. It's like, and now I'm just gonna show you how to put in fake moons or fake birds or like fake sky, I mean fake anything. So when you want to do a fake moon or fake I don't know, shooting star, or like whatever you want to, or fake, oh yeah, fake, I'll try this, fake rain. So you go to Google Images and you type in uh now say you want fake birds, so you type in fake, I mean birds PNG file, because the difference between a PNG file and other files is that a PNG file is already selected for you. So all you do is just move it to a different, you can just freely move it to a different what do you say, different windows. So like, let me show you another example of a PNG file. Wait, is this a PNG file? Okay, so this, you see, this is a PNG file. You can move it, it's already selected for you. All they do is move it and put it in a different window. So that's it. That's a PNG file. So always Google a PNG file when you want anything. PNG stars, PNG birds, PNG moon, anything, you know, for your pictures. So you can spice up your pictures or whatever, you know. So my fake rain is right here. So as you can see, you're not able to see the rain because it's not that bright. So what I had to do is I go here, which is like a small circle, so you get all these options. So I'm going to use curves. So this option is to brighten and darken your picture. So so what you do is, since so this curves option is right now it's applied to all the layers. So what you got to do is select this tool, this option. So this, what it's called, the clipping mask, I guess. So this selects only this layer. After you see, you get an arrow right here. I'll show you again. So you see, it only selects this layer. So what you do is take this like this right here. Use the your mouse and bring this up so you can see. I don't know if you can see through my phone, but I can see it now. It's more brighter. You can bring it like this up, and now you can see the rain is right there. It's like as if it just rained, and now she's like seeing this amazing view right out her window, like after taking like a 7-hour nap or something, you know. So that's pretty much it. And the same thing goes for fake moons and fake stars, whatever, you know. So yeah, so let me just save this, save as. You can, so when you're saving something, go to File and Save As, and if you want to save it as a Photoshop file, you can save it. So what a Photoshop file is, basically you can go back to the same file and make adjustments to whatever you want. Like if you did a mistake, you can go back and recorrect it, you know. And if you didn't, and it will be a big pain in the butt, because you have to do it all over again from the very beginning. So I'm not gonna say this because I've already done this before, and you know, so I don't really need this. So I'm just gonna show you guys. So I'm gonna save this as a JPEG, because that's how like all the pictures are. So like JPEG, and save it as, I don't know, tutorial, and save, and click OK, and whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty much the basics of Photoshop. I mean, there's more to it, but like it's not that hard as you think. So if you, yeah, so if you want to open a file, I forgot to show you this, but you go to File and you open to bring a new file into your picture. So like this. So yeah, so that's it, pretty much it for Photoshop. So now I'm gonna go and show you guys how to edit stuff in Lightroom. So this is Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom. So I'm just going to tell you the difference between Photoshop and Lightroom. Photoshop is basically You can add like fake stuff to it. You can like enhance your pictures in like any way you want to. And so Lightroom is basically like a filter, like you just change filters, but it's a like it's way better than you actually think it is. You can like add any color you want to, any yeah, basically any. It's about all about like popping like your picture up. It's like giving more color to it. So let's get to it. So this is the picture that I edited the other day, and this is the before and the after, so you can see how the effect of Lightroom is. Most people prefer Lightroom. I mean, most photographers prefer Lightroom because Lightroom obviously is a such a big it plays such a big role into many photographers' work. You can see because it always gives the color to the picture, a lot of color, and it looks really visually pleasing, I would say. So yeah. So I'm just gonna load up the picture. Let's just take some time. Let's see. So, yeah, so it's under documents and so yeah. Oh, I forgot. Right. So you basically go to file and so this tutorial. Oh yeah, it's right here. So when you import a picture, it's already like everything's like checked. You have to select uncheck all to uncheck everything. So like, and now you check this and you click import and just wait it to import. And now you double click this and go to okay. So right, this is where everything happens. You click develop, and this is where all your like editing begins. So um, this may look complicated, but it's easier than Photoshop, I would say. It's just basically adding colors that you want, like you want to, it's up to like you, you're the creator. It's up to you to add whatever color you want. So I have a ton of presets right here. Always I would prefer using a preset before you start editing. If you need just a preset, you can DM me and I can give you a preset. I mean, it's actually for sale. It's $5 per preset. You can DM if you want to get some. So I'm just gonna use a preset which is called, I think, Faded. It's by Michael Sturrock. He's a really great photographer. Big inspiration. So I'm gonna use this preset to edit this picture. So as you can see, as soon as I applied the preset to the picture, it's too saturated. So what you have to do is go down to so this is where all the editing happens. So on your right side, so you go down to saturation right here, and you can see, and you just bring it down. Something like that. Yeah, okay. And even the clarity is too much, so you just had to double click it to bring it to the middle. So that's that. So yeah. So basically, many photographers and visual artists have their own style of editing. So basically in Lightroom, I edit from bottom to top. That's the way I do it. So I go all the way to the bottom and just change colors. Basically, this is all about Lightroom. You just change colors and like put like apply the color that you want to. So I'm just gonna make it like this. Basically, this is just a rough edit. I'm just gonna show you like how to like. I'm not gonna perfect it. I'm just gonna show you like how to edit. So basically, I'm just gonna switch between colors that I want to, and I think this looks kind of good. And this, I'm just gonna move it. Okay, so this is the most important part, like sort of. So I'm just gonna so when you bring a picture up to Lightroom, sometimes it's gonna be kind of pixelated, you know. So what you gotta do is bring up the noise reduction right here. So you bring it up to like, I don't know, like 12, I guess, not like that, 12, like 15. So like it kills your pixels, you know. So your picture becomes like it becomes more clean and becomes more like, you know, visually pleasing, I would say. So you just come up here, change colors and whatever, you know, whatnot. So basically, as I told you before, Lightroom is just about changing colors, you know. So it's to make it bright. So the first part of this side is it makes every color bright or and dark, like whatever you want. You see, let me show you. So this blue, it makes it brighter. The blues make uh, this bright. So this is a blue option, so this makes the blues bright. So if there's orange, it makes the orange bright, and if there's yellow, it makes the yellow bright. So when you go on top, it's this saturation. So always make sure to give less saturation, because when you take it to your phone, sometimes it's going to be oversaturated. So whatever you see on your PC is not what you see on your phone, because on your phone it's all, I don't know, it's always oversaturated, so you don't want that. So you see, I get too much blue, so I'm going to like reduce it, like something like this, I guess. It looks good. And basically, so this is saturation, so just do whatever you like. And now this is the hue, so this changes the this is like it kind of changes the color, I would say. So it goes from magenta to like whatever, and purple to like, gives like a bluish kind of thing. And the blue goes from like blues to like cyan, you know, and like turns it to purple. So like this part is basically changing color of your sky or whatever. And now you have this. So basically you click this button right here. So this is like another highlights. This brings like, this is the part that you, where you decide if you want to bring more light or darkness into your picture. So I think right now it's pretty much okay. I'm just gonna increase the highlights, so like it makes it makes the sky and the rain pop up a little more. So that's that. And if you want, you can bring the lights up if you want to, or you can decrease it. You know, it's up to you. So I'm just gonna keep it in the middle right here. Double click to keep it in the middle, and Control Z to go backwards. All right, Control Z, and I think on Apple it's Command Z, I guess. And if you want, you can bring it, make it darker. So that's that. And so we're in the final part of Lightroom. So Lightroom was more quicker with editing. It's just basically changing filters. That's it. Changing like whatever, like the color you want to. So clarity, you can bring it up right here. So clarity is basically it like adds, like I would say it adds structure and like contrast, like all at the same time, something like that. It's hard to explain, but you would know if you even use Lightroom what's clarity. It's like it gives more like kind of like um it like your picture looks more like strong when you add clarity to your pictures. I used to, like when I first started, I used to like bump up all the way to 100. Right now I don't do that. I don't know why, because like I've I like it less less, you know, like stronger, something like that, I would say. So I would just like put it like right here, like in 20 21, yeah. And then there's vibrance and there's saturation. So vibrance and saturation are two different things. So vibrance is basically, it's like, it's kind of like saturation but not really. Always have your vibrance, yeah, always have a saturation low than your vibrance, not, or like, because like um basically, so when your saturation is high, when you, as I told you, when you take it to your, when you bring it to your phone, it's oversaturated. So always make sure your saturation is kind of low and your vibration is, I mean, vibrance is not that high. It's like kind of like in the 50s or like you know, in the 30s, like something like that. Make sure it doesn't pass like 60. So yeah. So then now we got the blacks. So blacks increases, makes the blacks brighter, and blacks decreases I mean, it brings darkness to your picture, and the whites make like whatever the white part in your picture pop, something like that, and makes it like that. And shadows is the same thing, you know, it lightens up your picture and makes it darker. Same thing with highlights. I've always, in every picture of mine, the highlight is always 0. I mean, -100. I never used highlights for some reason, because I don't know, it's always been that way. And for contrast, if it's too dark, just double tap it and make it to the middle, because sometimes if it's too dark, sometimes if your picture is too dark, it can be oversaturated. So always make sure. And then there's exposure. You know what that is to make the picture brighter. And temperature is to make it colder or like warmer, you know. So yeah, so I'm just gonna keep it in the middle, because you know it looks good that way. And now for the next part, how to add fake colors to your sky or whatever. So there's many tools. One of them is the graduated tool, and the radial filter, and the brush. So with this thing, you select this, and you get this kind of plus sign, and then you have to click and bring this down like this. So as you can see, the graduated tool basically selects whatever is right here, and like over here, some maybe a little bit right. Basically it's like till here, but you can rarely see it. So always when you bring down the graduated tool, it always the exposure is always like a bit high, so you just have to double click it to make it to the middle, so it's like regular. And now you come to color right here. As you can see on your right side, it says color. So you can add any color you want to, you know. It could be red, it could be pink, it could be yellow, like whatever. Make sure to not add like too much, because as I told you, it's always oversaturated when you bring it to your phone. So that's that. You can add any color you want. Same thing with, so I'm just gonna delete this, and same thing with the radial filter right here. It makes selection right there like this, and so in this thing, basically when you make this as a selection, it always selects the things outside of it, not the inside. So you go down here and on your right side and invert mask, and now you see it selects the one inside. Let me show you again. So I'm going to increase saturation. So this is how it is originally, alright? So now right now it selected the ones outside, which I don't want. So you should select the one inside, you see? And now you double click exposure and you add any color you want to. So that's that. I'm not gonna add anything. I'm just gonna, maybe let me see, maybe a purple, I guess. Let me see right here. I don't know if it looks no, you know what, I'm not gonna add anything. I'm just gonna keep like that. Alright, so, and the brush tool is the same thing. You can brush on top of something, and you know, you can add exposure, you can add color to your sky. Same thing as the radial and graduated filter, but it's just brush. I think most people use the brush more than the thing, I guess. Maybe, I'm not sure, it could be. So that's that basically. So this is that's the before, and this is the after, and if you can see it well through the phone, but it looks pretty good to me. Honestly, if I have not posted this before, I would probably post this again, but maybe sometime later, I don't know. So after you're done with your picture, you can, if you want to see the before and after, you come right here where it says that's a Y and the Y, and you click that and shows before after, and shows like different kinds of before and afters, the combined, and then up and down, side by side. And yeah, after you're done with your picture, you go to File and you go to Export, and then you click Export to export your file, and that's it. And to import, I didn't show you this, but File and click Import for import photos and video. So click that and import whatever you want and start creating something cool. I hope you learned something from this video. It's been a while. I actually made a YouTube video, like almost I think a year, I guess. So I'm sorry for the quality of the video. I don't know, it's not the best. I don't know if you saw everything that I did, but I hope you learned something out of this. So if you have any questions, you can DM me or like comment on the video, or my Instagram is amazinger, AMAZINGERR, and thank you for watching.